Hi ladies, this is Mr. Holding, and this video is just very quickly on how to access Teams in the OneNote, because I know we had a few issues in class today, so I want to clarify that so that everyone on the same page and we're not having to interrupt our classes like we did today. So first of all, you should be familiar with the Teams page. You go to Teams and you'll have multiple classes, like I've got different things here, but we need to go, we're talking about our maths class, so 10 Maths 2, so make sure you're in the right one, okay? And it will open you up directly to the post page where you'll get lots of information. Now, again, most of you will be familiar with this, or if not all, we've been practicing since last term. So information here. So for myself, like I did today, I'll go find it, gave you an instruction of when, just reminding you of our lesson. I made a bit of a typo there, so 250 meant to be 150, but that's where you go. Okay, you'll also notice that I've recorded our lessons for those who missed it, and you can go back and watch them back here. My suggestion as well is you may like to play them back at double speed. You know, they're a bit longer, but if you play them back at 1.5, depending on how you go, I quite often watch them at 2 because I'm getting used to it now. Okay, but that's what that is there. The next thing is how to access the OneNote. Now again, most of you have done this and we've sorted out some other people today, but I'm going to go through it here because I'm not going to go through it again in class because it's just too disruptive to whatever we're doing. So first of all, if you've got it on your OneNote, fantastic. If you don't, this is how you get it. You go to the class notebook and it opens up basically your OneNote for this subject in here. Okay. Now, the next thing you need to do is open in the app, okay, which basically means open up on your computer. I'll show you that now. So open up in app. You'll get this process. Sometimes it's faster. If for some reason mine does that, and I go try launching OneNote again, and it pops up, and it will open up the OneNote here. Okay, so 10 Math 2 notebook. Okay, so if you look up here where my mouse is, if I click that, these are all my personal notebooks. So that's the one you get whenever you have a Brisbane Catholic Education account. This is our class. Obviously, I've got some other ones, so maths department, leadership team, wellbeing, pastoral team, all that kind of stuff. But the one we're talking about is here. Okay. Now, there's 3 main sections that you should have. The first of all is the collaboration space. To be honest, we're not using it. The content library, that's where all the information is. Okay, so course overview, so introduction, read through that, give some assessment. Semester 1 overview. Semester 1 overview is where you find our unit plan. I'll come back to that. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, we're doing Chapter 3, and we're up to we did lesson 39 today. So obviously next lesson is lesson 40, and it's got all the information there. Okay, so that's how you find it. Okay, the third section, all right, that's a teacher only section, which has basically the 3 sections. You'll have these as well, but this is where I put the information, and then you'll notice this one here. I then shared that with you when we're ready to, okay? And then you have your individual ones. Now, I'll pick on this student just to show you 3 sections. Quizzes, it's empty at the moment. Evidence of learning, it just has that one document. And this is where you put in your evidence for your work, and then finally assessment. Again, it's blank. So each of you should have these 3 here with one page, the evidence of learning for week 1, term 2 in there. Okay. Now, because there's lots of syncing issues, this Monday, something like 800,000 students started using online learning in Teams and OneNote. So surprise, surprise, there's been some huge issues with Microsoft and they're working through that. So some of you I know have this, others don't. All right. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about that. It's about being patient. Okay. So what I would suggest is that you keep checking that you have this. Once you do, make sure you put your answers in here. You can either write it in like this student has, or you can take a photo of your work in your book and put it in that way. I'd probably do it that way if it were me, but it's totally up to you as long as you get it submitted by Monday. And again, I'm aware there's probably glitching problems. What I would suggest though, if you're having trouble getting things to sync, is you go to the page that you want. So for instance, this one, and see up here, this button here, this is page sync status. Okay, and you'll notice that there, keep you can keep hitting it, especially if there's that circular symbol. Second of all, the other thing I recommend that you do a lot is go up here, right click, sync, and sync this notebook. Okay, and you'll notice that symbol come up there because it's syncing. All right, if I hit that, see that? It shows that it's trying to link up with the information that's sent to you. Now, when it works normally, I should be able to share it and all of you have it within about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, okay? That's how it should work. The reality is at the moment it's not, but we're doing our best, okay? So we just need to be patient, all right? Now back to the work. The question is, that came up today, and it's come up a number of times, even though we've gone over it, is what are we doing today? Everything is up here ready for you to know for both, obviously, my class and Mr. Booth's class. Go to the content library. Okay, so start with your content library, every lesson, then go to course overview for every lesson, semester 1. Okay, what are we doing? If I click here, this will come up, and again, Microsoft is very, very busy at the moment. There's working out glitches. It takes a bit of time to open, so be patient, and you'll notice, trying to get frustrated like I do, work your way down to today's date, 25th of the 3rd, keep going. Okay, here we go. I don't know why it does this in the white, but it does, but when it finishes loading, it'll come up in black, so let's give it some time. I just thought I'd pause that rather than you sit there waiting for me. Okay, we're going to go to, obviously today's date is the 22nd, so it's lesson 39. This is what you need to do. It's as simple as that. So every single lesson, this is where we're going to go to, and we're always going to start with this, and then we go, and Mr. Boots or myself will actually start teaching. Okay, now for whatever reason, if you can't be here present for our online learning lesson, this is where you need to go to every single lesson. All right. So if you want to know what you're doing, if you missed a lesson, if you want to work ahead, everything you need is here. Okay. It has the exercise, it has the page, it has the questions. Okay. Now this one doesn't because all the videos are here, but there are videos there for you that actually step you through how to do the questions. So for example, for next lesson, okay, we'll be going lesson intentions to know the formula for simple and compound interest. That's what we're learning. What are we going to do? We're going to do 3M page 260. There's a video about how to do simple interest formula, and then there's a video on how to compare compound and simple interest video. There's a reference to an example you should have a look at on page 60, and they're the questions you've got to do. All right. Now, homework is to finish that, and I've even put in the answers for you, so you can actually go and check your working. So, really, what we're asking you to be is self-directed and motivated learners. Okay. Myself and Mr. Boots will obviously be there according to this, but as you know, this week we've also been available in the other 2 lessons as well. So, for all intents and purposes, we are going to be there for every lesson. These are the ones we are absolutely going to be there. No ifs, buts, maybes. But barring, something that we get caught up with because of everything that's going on, we'll be there for these ones as well. Okay, so that's where it's an opportunity to get there, log on, ask questions. But what are we doing each lesson? Well, here it is here. So on Friday, that's what we're going to be doing right there. All right, moving on to next week, that's what we're doing throughout the week. And then the following week is when we start to look at exams and things like that. All right, so hopefully this is helpful, gives you an indication of where to, how to get things. You really should, by this stage, be familiar with the software, how to do it. Again, hopefully now this clarifies where to go to for work. I really do encourage you to engage with this material, look at it. Before you come and ask questions about how to do something, I would be expecting that you've watched these videos. All right, Mr. Boots and myself has spent a lot of time is making these available to them. We ourselves have made them, and we've sourced other Queensland educators who are teaching this curriculum for this subject, so it is absolutely relevant to you. All right, so make sure you've used them, do your best you can, and then obviously if you're still having problems, ask those questions. Okay, and finally, I just wanted to thank you for your patience with everything. I know the 3 lessons we have so far, we've had mixed success. Hopefully by you having this clarified prior to class, we're not going to spend the first 10 minutes of the lesson like we have the last 3 dealing with all these syncing issues and things. As I said, unfortunately, it's out of our control. So you just need to be as proactive as you possibly can in terms of managing it. All right. So again, thanks very much for your patience and understanding. I really do hope this is helpful, and I really do encourage you to be proactive in sourcing this document. Okay. I'm just going to go through it again. So I open up 10 Maths 2. I go to Content Library, Course Overview, Semester 1, and there's the link right there. Okay, now I have also, just to show you as well, I have placed it in, excuse me, in here. I'll go back to the posts. I posted it up further earlier, so you can look. Again, it's back here somewhere. There's a link in here as well. There it is there. Okay, so that'll open up the same one. But what I would suggest, I'd strongly suggest this, is when you open it, you bookmark it, because then you don't have to go through this process. You can just go straight to it from your browser. Okay, I'm just mindful of this video being over 10 minutes already. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you have any particular questions, again, use this post, which I'm getting to the bottom of, like this one here. We've had a few students asking it, and I'll address that in a second when I finish this video. But yeah, thanks for your cooperation, and I hope it's going well for you. All right, thanks.